see around all of my various computers to see that she wasn't down there. She did tell me she was running out though, so that's my bad. All right, so the Rule 22 was filed mere minutes ago, which is why I didn't have any notice of it.
What?
Well, what I am looking at, actually says that they would like to record proceedings that commence tomorrow. So and that's from Atlanta News First. That's the only one that has been forwarded to me, is requesting something starting tomorrow, which obviously we're not covered today. And it was forwarded to our public information office at 10:16.
Yeah, Lisa.
So there does not appear to have been any kind of Rule 22 even filed at the time this proceeding started at 9:30. That, regardless, you can tape under the circumstances that you and I already discussed. Just make sure not to show the defendants because they're not dressed out in civilian garb, if you will.
What is they talk about, Lisa?
All right, we now have our court reporter, and so before we were officially on the record with the court reporter, I had let everybody know about the verdict that had been returned in the trial that was ongoing until a few minutes ago in Mr. Kendrick and Mr. Stillwell's case. And it may be that new offers will be forthcoming to some or all of you. It may not be, I don't know. That is not for me to decide. That is for the state to decide. And the charges against some of you are very serious. Some of you are charged with murders. Some of you are charged with other very serious felonies. Some of you are just charged with RICO or gang counts. Those are serious as well. I don't know if the state is going to regroup and take a new tack. I have no idea. I would imagine they'll be talking. And I'm just wondering if it might be a good idea to set maybe a new date for a final plea again. I know y'all had a final plea once in front of a senior judge. It wasn't the judge that was going to preside over the trials. I'm happy to do that, but I kind of am going to need to know sort of how each of these cases is going to progress, if there are going to be charges dropped or null pros, if the state is going to move forward with everything, and if there isn't resolution, then we are going to need to sort out a trial calendar, the time needed to try the case, whether there are any outstanding motions that need to be handled prior to a trial, and then if it's going to be a trial, any motions in limine, and at some point get proposed jury questionnaires and things like that. And it may be that it's a little too early, given the latest developments, for the state to be able to have any answers for that. I see that Mr. Body has been abandoned at council table and is sitting there all by himself, having been dragged into the case fairly late in the game, much like me. But, Mr. Abadi, do you know the answer to any of the questions on how the state might intend to proceed?
They trying to go back, y'all. How could they do that? I'm
All right, so
confused.
let's look at a calendar. Yes, sure. Sure.
I'm confused.
Okay, and that's fine with me, and I'm here all day, and I'm willing to entertain anybody's offers, so, um,
They trying to go back, Lisa.
okay. So, and I would assume all of the attorneys know what, the pleas were for Mr. Nichols, Mr. Huey, and Mr. Ryan as well. Um, I can certainly be available tomorrow. If
Okay, they not
you
talking about that.
recall our discussions at the bench, I'm not sure about my availability after that. But yeah, certainly, y'all work on that, and like I said, I'll be here all day tomorrow, and, on and off, I have a couple of other things on my calendar tomorrow, but, should be here for most of the day tomorrow as well. Um, does anybody else have an offer outstanding, or is everybody wanting to sort of wait on what might be coming forth new? Everybody wants to wait, but I would too. Okay. Is it premature to discuss length of trial if there is going to be a trial for any of these defendants? And if it is, that's fine, we can reconvene. I think that is a reasonable estimation. Okay. All right, so why don't we look at the calendar and pick a date before the holidays? Would that be reasonable, Mr. Abadi, to think about a final plea date before the holidays?
What in the
Okay.
world is happening?
Is everybody gonna be
I'm
around?
not totally
like,
sure.
December 18th, which
22,
is
regardless.
a little over
Regarding
2 weeks from now.
and filmmaker
Would that be a good day
recording.
for everybody? People are
Hey,
kind of
Red.
writing yeses, okay. All right, why don't we set,
22 is regarding Joe, this is a
we could do
filmmaker
17th.
recording. Huh.
How about the 17th instead? That's 2 weeks from today. All right, why don't we set a final plea calendar for all of the defendants in this case for December 17th?
I'm not totally sure.
And
I don't know, listen to.
we can maybe know some more by then.
Sorry for
and
the delay.
Even for the people who aren't gonna
We had a
enter
phone call. It's
any
cool.
type of a resolution at
How
that
you
point,
doing,
we can
Red?
talk a little more intelligently about what it's gonna look like to move forward. But to the extent that there is going to be a trial for anybody, I mean, I'm thinking sooner rather than later. The facts and the evidence some of the charges against these defendants are different than some of the charges that were in the case as it existed with the last six, but a lot of them are the same, and I think the state should be pretty ready to go. So I'm envisioning, like, by February, we'd be trying the next case to the extent that we're gonna be trying any cases.
This is crazy.
Yes, sir. Do me a favor and talk into the mic, because we do have people on Zoom and it's easier for them to hear things. You can pick it up if you want. You're kind of tall, I don't think you want to hunch over like
Eric
that.
Johnson from Mr. Evans. The question that I had, Your Honor, is given the timing and scheduling that we're talking about, how long would it take for the transcript of the prior trial to be prepared? Because I know that there were certain witnesses that testified in the prior trial whose testimony may be used again in an additional trial.
So it would, yeah, and that it's a good point. It would probably, to the extent anybody knows which witnesses, that would be helpful so that the court reporter or court reporters can focus on that testimony instead of just starting from day one and going all the way through. Because I think if we do day one all the way through, it's gonna be a while, and the
Doing
court
good.
reporters would probably
Back
like
to
on
work.
holiday
All
as
right
well.
now.
So,
Get to the
be
money.
thinking about, if you all are thinking, I'm going to trial, be thinking about which of the witnesses' testimony you would like, and then we can have the court reporters focus on those.
And I guess my question, because it's likely Mr. Evans will proceed in the trial, notwithstanding whatever happens resulting from this verdict, is the court going to take into consideration the time that the court reporter will need to prepare that in the scheduling?
Well, I'll have to.
Okay. Well, I will inform her as to which specific witnesses the testimony that I need.
Okay.
Thank you.
This too much.
Any other questions, any other kind of procedural matters? Does anybody have motions outstanding? You
So it's
shouldn't
not
be running
over.
into a final
Basically, to
plea.
sum it all up, y'all, it's not over.
Get it filed, and I don't know if anything, I mean, I'll have to look, and I'm sure the state might have a response, but, yeah, we can go ahead and take care of that, whether it's
Yeah, it's not over.
substantively or on some
They
sort
was
of
not guilty here,
other basis, we'll handle that.
but the
But
state
please
is
get
angry.
filed, like, before the end of this week.
Thank y'all for the 4 thumbs up.
Immunity motion that would need to be heard at some point in time.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why nobody else has heard that already.
It was filed.
Did you all have a final plea date without that having been heard?
It was never called for a hearing. It was filed quite a while ago before his case was severed on the initial trial. So it would need to be heard at some point. That may be dispositive of some.
Okay, how quick, it may be, it may not be. How quickly could the state and the defense?
They making me
attorney
want to go to
have
sleep.
that heard?
Okay, y'all. So that's
I think
it.
it's
I
something
just
we
thought
can
we was.
report
I didn't want to miss
holidays.
nothing with you guys.
Maybe.
But anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I'ma go and shut it down because that's all they doing is nothing.
I mean, I assume he's charged with shooting 2 police officers, right?
Who?
Correct, Your Honor. And that is the circumstance under which the testimony from the prior trial would be
Right.
needed to possibly impeach the witness at that immunity.
So you'd like that even by the time of the immunity motion, or the immunity hearing?
I just need the immunity hearing scheduled at a time in which I can obtain that, Your Honor. That would be.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is you'd like the transcript, or at least a rough of the transcript of, well, you'd need an official transcript to impeach them, of whichever witnesses those are. So you can go ahead and get me and the court reporters a list of those witnesses by the end of the day today.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that they can be focused on that. And then I will find out from them their time estimate, and we'll set the immunity hearing at a time after. those
Okay, y'all. I'm gone.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I love y'all. I'm
So
sorry.
it's related to the shooting of the 2 officers, so,
Who then did that to the officers?
well, we can't have the transcripts ready tomorrow, but I hear you. So we'll be waiting on the transcripts, and as soon as those are available, we can set that. So I don't want to get into substance now, but if the state has not filed a written response and would like to, go ahead and get that in by the end of the week. All right, anybody else with outstanding motions?
Sorry, not an unstanding motion. Back here, Attorney Terrell Dart for Mr. McMullen. I was just appointed and filed an entry on this case August 5th, so I don't.
Okay, y'all.
Discovery or anything. I'll be concerned
What the
trying to be
people
ready
recording,
by February.
not to
try
put
to-
the cameras on them. Okay, however, now she's talking about setting the calendar for trial. Yeah, we're gonna go on that, Lisa.
I hear you.
Thank you, Lisa, girl.
And I am sure that Mr. Abadi will provide you with all
Yeah.
of the discovery. It's in.
Okay, I'll see you later. I love you.